Hello everyone, welcome to this tutorial. The domain of our system is Freelancing Management System. Our group number is 13 and the group members are Jaspreet Chhabra, Akshar Mistry and Gaurav Majmudar. The project guides are: our course instructor is Professor Saurabh Tiwari and our teaching assistants are Zubin Mullah and Tripti Padya. About the course. The course basically in design of software system is intended to teach how a software system is designed and modeled, and its main objective is to understand and learn how large systems are engineered with the help of unified modeling language. The purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to provide information about how the system, that is freelancing management system, is designed and modeled. The video explains the modules and interaction between these modules with the help of UML diagrams. Project introduction. The online freelance management system is an online system or a workspace which allows freelancers to undertake projects of their choice and for employers to hire freelancers by posting their projects. The system provides a portal for freelancers to work on their own based on their specific skill set, as well as for the employer or a company to get their projects done with ease. With a larger freelancer workforce, the employer or the company gets the flexibility for managing the project, which in turn saves time and money. Freelancer also gets an employee opportunity to learn new skills while he or she earns. They can also improve their skills by acquiring various certificates which add to their knowledge. So let us now move forward to our functional requirements. The first functional requirement is login, where the user logs into the system. Register. The registration process is the first step for a user in order to avail the functionality as a freelancer or an employer. The user must register himself into the system by filling the required details. After that, he can use the login functionality. If he forgets his password, then he can use the forget password functionality to safely reset his or her account password. Successful login. If the user enters his credentials correctly, then he or she is logged into the system successfully. Next is manage profile. After a user creates his account, he or she gets his own profile as an employer and as a freelancer. One can update his or her profile, change password, view a complete list of completed and active projects, in which an employer can view the complete list of projects posted by him, whereas a freelancer can view the complete list of completed or active projects. As mentioned earlier, a freelancer, in order to improve his profile, can undertake certain certification courses. So, a freelancer can view a complete list of acquired certificates here. Next up is the post project, where an employer can post a new project by filling in the detailed information regarding that project along with a budget on which a freelancer can bid. An employer can manage the projects posted by him by updating the project information, closing the project, awarding the project, or by reposting a closed project. After a project has been closed, if the project is not reposted within a certain time limit, then it is archived permanently. If the employer finds suitable amount of bids on a particular project, then he will analyze each and every bid made by the freelancer. He shortlists the appropriate bids and awards a project to a freelancer. An employer can repost a project based on certain amount of charge. The employer can repost a closed project by updating a certain amount of basic information or a budget if required and post the project again. A freelancer can manage his or her biddings on a particular project. If a freelancer wants to bid on a project, he can browse through the pool of projects and based on his particular skill set and his interest area, he can place bid on a particular project. If the freelancer wants to remove or withdraw his bid on a particular project, then he can do so with the help of retract bid. The freelancer can update his bid. He can even view all of the bids that he has made on different projects. If the freelancer wants his bid to be promoted, then he can do so with the help of promote bid functionality, where he or she can has to pay certain amount. So our next functionality is manage e-wallet. E-wallet is a functionality that is provided by the system to both the freelancer and employer so that they can easily manage their funds to and from the system. A freelancer or an employer can withdraw funds from his e-wallet and transfer it to their personal bank account. Similarly, a freelancer and an employer can deposit funds to his or her own payment e-wallet with the help of a payment gateway. Next up is the managed promotions. Managed promotion has been divided into two major functionalities, that is promote bid and promote profile. As mentioned above, if a freelancer wants to promote his bid, then he can do so by paying some extra fees. A freelancer can improve his profile by undertaking examination and acquiring certificates. So now we move forward to the non-functional requirements of our system. The first non-functional requirement is performance. As the system has interaction with the user and data retrieval should be fast, performance becomes a prime aspect. Privacy, which each user the system requires privacy for one's personal information. A secure login portal for the users and a much secure connectivity for payment transfer is must. As the time passes, the system must be highly scalable in order to accommodate large number of project metadata information as well as users info. So now we come across a use case diagram. As you can see, there are 5 primary actors in this use case diagram. The user has been specialized into an employer and freelancer. Card authorization system and examination system are the third party actors who handle the payment and examination and certificates respectively. A user can register, log in, and manage his profile certificates. An employer can post a new project by filling the project information along with the budget and the skills required for that project. An employer can manage his or her own posted projects. He can update the project information, close his or her posted project, or can even repost a closed project. After the project has been closed and it is not reposted within certain time interval, the closed project is archived permanently. A freelancer can view a list of projects, and if it interests him, based upon his skill set, he can bid on a particular project. On the other hand, the employer views the list of biddings made by freelancers on his project. The employer, based upon the bids, shortlists those freelancers. Now, based upon the bids, the freelancer's profile, and other criteria, an employer can award a project to one of those shortlisted freelancers. Both the employer and the freelancer can avail the facility of e-wallet, and they can manage their e-wallet by withdrawing and depositing funds. The card authorization system takes care of the transaction. Moving forward, if the freelancer thinks that his bid will not award him the project, then he can promote his particular bid by paying certain fees. A freelancer can even improve his profile by undertaking examinations. The examination system here takes care of the examination and awards certificate to a freelancer.
Now let's have a look at activity diagrams. The first diagram is of register. First of all, unregistered user will fill the registration form and system will validate the form. If data in the form is valid, then registration will be successful, and if there is any kind of error occurred, user will be asked to fill the form again. Second activity diagram is of login. Firstly, system will check whether session exists or not. If yes, that means the user is already logged in, so no need to log in again. If no session exists, then user will enter credentials. System will validate the credentials and user will be logged in if credentials are correct. If credentials are not correct, user will be prompted and asked to enter correct details. If user has forgotten password, it can retrieve password using forgot password functionality. Third activity diagram is of retrieve forget password. User will enter email ID. System will check whether entered email ID is registered or not. If it is not registered, user will be asked to provide registered email ID. If email ID is registered, then user will attempt security question and system will verify the answer. If user fails to answer security question correctly, user will be asked to give answer again. If answer of security question is correct, then user will be asked to enter the new password and after that re-enter the new password. If both password matched, then user's password will be changed and both password do not match, user will be asked to enter the passwords again. Next is activity diagram of manage profile. In this activity, user will select the option if he wants to update the profile or not. If yes, then user will update the information and system will validate the changes. If there is no validation error, then profile is updated successfully, and if there is any validation error, then user will be asked to update the profile again. If user don't want to update the profile, then activity ends there. Next is post project activity diagram. Employer will choose option whether he wants to repost closed project or create new project. If employer wants to repost any closed project, he can do so using repost closed project functionality. If employer wants to post a new project, he will enter details of the project and will select the budget amount and category. After that, system will validate all the details and if there is no validation error, then project is posted successfully. But if there is any kind of validation error, employer will be asked to re-enter the project details.
Moving on to the sequence diagrams, the first sequence diagram is register. The entity that initiates the sequence diagram register is user, registration window is a boundary object, and the user authentication controller is a controller object that interacts with the database. The user will first enter the details in the registration form that has been displayed on the registration window, and the details will then be validated. If the details are invalid, an error message is prompted to the user and the user is again prompted to enter the details. If the details are valid, a success message is prompted to the user and the user is registered successfully. Next sequence diagram is for login. Again, the entity that will initiate the login sequence diagram will be user. Login window will be the boundary object. User authentication controller will be the controller object that will interact with the database. Login window first will check for the session. If the session does not exist, two flow can occur. First of all, if the user forgets a password, he or she will be prompted to enter the email ID. Then the email ID will be verified. If the email ID is correct, a security question will be displayed to the user. The user needs to answer the security question. If the security question that has been answered by the user is correct, the user will be prompted to enter the new password and that will be updated into the database by the controller. Then the user will be displayed a message. Next, the user will be prompted to enter the credentials. Then the credentials will be verified by the system. If the credentials are invalid, an error message will be prompted to the user and the user will again be asked to enter the credentials. If the credentials are valid, the home page will be displayed to the user. If the session is available, again the home page will be displayed to the user. Next sequence diagram is of post and repost project. As explained earlier, a project can be posted, updated, closed or aborted, and a closed project can be reposted again. For posting a new project, employer is the entity that will initiate the sequence diagram. Project registration window is a boundary object. Project controller object is a controller object and database is the entity object. For posting a new project, employer will be required to fill in the details that will be validated by the controller, and if the details are invalid, error message will be prompted to the employer, and employer will fill in the required details again. If the details are valid, the details will be stored in the database and the project will be posted successfully. If the employer wants to repost a project that he or she has been closed, the employer will request to view the closed project list, and the window will request the controller to get the closed project list, and the controller in turn will interact with the database and fetch the closed project list and will display the list to the employer. The employer will select the project to repost from the list and will request the window to get the project information. Window will in turn request the controller, and the controller will fetch the project information from the database and will display the information to the employer. If the employer wants to update the project information, the employer will update the project information and that will be validated by the controller. If the information is invalid, error message will be displayed to the employer, and the employer will update the information again. If the information is valid, the employer will request to view the repost amount, as if the employer wants to repost a project, he or she needs to pay a repost amount. The window will get the repost details from the controller, and the controller will in turn fetch the repost details from the database and will display it to the employer. The employer will view the amount details, and after that will request to view the e-wallet details. The window will get the e-wallet details from the controller, and the controller will in turn fetch the e-wallet details and will display the details to the employer. If the employer chooses to pay the repost fee, then the amount will be deducted from the e-wallet. If sufficient amount exists in e-wallet, that is, if the amount to be deducted is greater than the balance in the e-wallet, the amount will be deducted directly from the e-wallet and the e-wallet will be updated. If the amount to be deducted is more than the balance in the e-wallet, the employer needs to deposit the funds in the e-wallet, and then the amount will be deducted from the e-wallet. After that, the updated project details will be stored in the database and the project will be reposted successfully. Next sequence diagram is of managed posted project. In managed posted project, an employer can update a project, close a project, or abort a project. The entity that will initiate this sequence diagram is employer. Project window is a boundary object, project controller is a controller object, and database is the entity object. First of all, the employer will request to view the project list. The window will in turn request the controller to fetch the project list, and the controller will get the information of the projects from the database and will display the project list to the employer. The employer will select the project from the list and will request the window to get the project information, and the controller will in turn get the details from the database and will display the information to the employer. Now the employer can update the project, or he or she can close the project, or the employer can abort the project. All these three sequence diagrams are shown in the subsequent sections. Moving on to the abort project. If the employer wants to abort a project, the employer will initiate this sequence diagram. Project window is a boundary object, project controller is a controller object, and database is an entity object. The employer will request to view the bids on this project. Project window will request the controller to fetch the bids, and controller will in turn get the information about all the bids from the database and will display the project bid information to the employer. The employer will evaluate the bids based upon the amount and other attributes that are attached to the bids. The employer will request to shortlist certain freelancer or will shortlist the freelancer, and the window will in turn request the controller to shortlist the freelancer, and shortlist freelancers will be displayed to the employer. The employer will view the shortlisted freelancers or will request to view the shortlisted freelancer, the window will request the controller to fetch the freelancer's detail, and the controller will get the freelancer's information from the database and will display the freelancer's information to the employer. The employer will choose one of the freelancer to award the project and will request the window to award the project to the freelancer, and the window will request the controller to update the information in the database that this particular project has been awarded to this particular freelancer, and the updated information will be displayed to the employer. And this is the case if the employer finds a appropriate freelancer for that particular project. If the employer does not found a appropriate freelancer for the project, he or she will cancel to award the project and will update the information in the database by choosing to cancel the project, and then the bids will be displayed. Again, the bids will be displayed to the employer. Next sequence diagram is close project. The entity that will initiate this sequence diagram is employer. Project window is the boundary object. Project controller is the controller object, and database is the entity object. The employer will first request to close a selected project. Project window will close the project, but will first display the confirmation message that says that if the project is selected to be closed, it will be archived, but it will be open to be reposted again for a certain period of time. If the project is not reposted in that particular period of time, the project will be archived permanently. And the two options will be displayed, whether to confirm to close the project or cancel to close the project. If the employer confirms to close the project will request to confirm to close the project window will in turn request the controller to close the project, and the controller will archive the project and will update the information in the database, and the success message or the updated information will be displayed to the employer. If the employer cancels to close a project, then the controller will display the project list to the employer and will cancel to close the project. Next sequence diagram is of update project. The entity that initiates this sequence diagram is employer. Project window is the boundary object. Project controller is the controller object, and database is the entity object. The employer will first update the project details if required and will request the window to validate. The window will request the controller to validate the details. If the details are valid, the details will be stored and the message will be displayed to the employer. If the details are invalid, an error message will be prompted to the employer, and the employer will be requested again to update the project details. Next sequence diagram is manage e-wallet. The entity that will initiate this sequence diagram can either be a freelancer or an employer. Window is the boundary object. Transaction controller is the controller object. Card authentication system or authorization system is the entity object. Database is the entity object, and bank is the entity object. Freelancer or employer will first request to view the e-wallet details. Window will fetch the e-wallet details from the controller, and controller will in turn fetch the e-wallet details from the database and will display it to the user. The user, or in specific, the freelancer or employer can either deposit the funds or else can withdraw the funds. Both these sequence diagrams are explained in the subsequent section. Coming on to deposit funds, the entity that will initiate this sequence diagram can be again either a freelancer or an employer. Window is the boundary object. Transaction controller is the controller object. Card authorization system is the entity object. Database is the entity object, and bank is also an entity object. First of all, the freelancer or the employer will request to start the transaction. Window will request the controller to start a new transaction as a new funds are to be deposited into the bank. The controller will in turn request the card authorization system, which is an external entity or a third party system, to create a new transaction, and the card authentication system will in turn display a form to the user. The user or the freelancer and the employer will require to fill in the card details. The card details will be authorized by the card authorization system, and if the details are invalid, an invalid or error message will be displayed to the user, and the user will be prompted again to fill in the card details. If the details are valid, that is the card details are authorized, the request will be transferred to the bank. The bank will be requested to transfer the funds from one account to another account, and the account numbers will be passed into the as parameter to the function transfer request. If the funds are transferred successfully, a success status will be displayed to the user, and the information will be updated into the e-wallet database, and the updated information will be displayed to the user or the freelancer or the employer, whosoever will deposit the funds and will initiate this functionality. Withdraw funds sequence diagram. The entity that will initiate this sequence diagram can be either a freelancer or an employer. Window is a boundary object. Transaction controller is the controller object. Card authorization system is the entity object. Database is the entity object, and bank is the entity object. The employer or freelancer will first request to withdraw the amount from his or her e-wallet. Window will in turn request the controller to verify the amount. If the amount that has been entered by the employer or the freelancer is greater than the available balance in the e-wallet, then an error message will be prompted to the employer, and the employer will be requested to enter a new amount. If the amount is less than the available balance in the e-wallet, the window will request the controller to start a new transaction, and the controller will in turn request the card authorization system to create a new transaction and display the form to the user. The user, that is the employer or the freelancer, will fill in the required details, that are the card details that will be authorized by the card authorization system, and the external card authorization system will display the details, that is whether it is invalid or valid. If the details are invalid, the user will be prompted again to fill in the details. If the details are valid, a transfer request will be made to the bank. Bank will be requested to transfer the funds, and the transfer funds status will be displayed to the employer or the freelancer, that is the user, and the details will be updated in the database, that is the e-wallet database, and the updated information of the e-wallet will be displayed to the employer or the freelancer. Manage promotion sequence diagram. The entity that will initiate this sequence diagram is freelancer. Window is the boundary object. Profile manager is the controller object. Database is the entity object. The freelancer will first request the window to view the profile of the freelancer. The window will in turn request the profile manager to get the profile information, and the profile manager will fetch the profile information from the database and will display it to the freelancer. Now, manage profiles can be done by two ways. First of all, by promoting the profile. The freelancer will view the acquired certificates that the freelancer has already acquired. The window will request the profile manager to get the certificate information. The profile manager will in turn request the database to fetch the certificate list information of that particular freelancer and display it to the user or the freelancer. The freelancer will then request to view the available exams. The window will get the available exam information, and the controller will fetch the exam information from the database and will display it to the freelancer. The freelancer will select the particular exam. For giving the exam, the freelancer needs to pay a certain amount of money, and for that the manage e-wallet sequence diagram will be executed. After that, an examination system object, that is the entity object, will be created in order to appear for the exam. The freelancer will request the window for the exam. The window will get the exam information from the examination system, or will request the examination system to take the exam. The examination system will take the exam, will evaluate the exam, and will return the result to the freelancer. If the freelancer passes the exam, the certificate will be displayed and the acquired certificate details will be updated in the database. If the freelancer fails the exam, the results will be displayed to the freelancer. If the second way to promote, the second way by which promotion can be done is by promoting the bid, and a promote bid sequence diagram is as follows. The entity that will initiate the sequence diagram is freelancer, window is a boundary object, project information controller is a controller object, database is the entity object. The freelancer will request the window to view all the project bids. The project controller will get the bid information from the database and will display it to the freelancer. The freelancer will request a window to promote bid on project, and the window will fetch the payment details from the controller, or will request the controller to fetch the payment detail and will display it to the freelancer, as while promoting a bid the freelancer needs to pay a certain amount of money, and for the same the manage e-wallet sequence diagram will be executed. Manage bidding sequence diagram. The entity that will initiate the sequence diagram is freelancer. Window is a boundary object. Manage bidding controller is a controller object. The freelancer will request the window to view all the projects. Window will request the controller to fetch all the project details and will display the details and the project list to the freelancer. The freelancer will select a project on which he or she wants to bid and will request the window to get that particular project details, and the window will request the controller to get the details from the database and display it to the freelancer. The freelancer, if wants to place a bid, for that the freelancer needs to have available bid. If the freelancer has available bid, the freelancer will request the window to place a bid on the project, and the window will in turn request the controller to bid on that particular project, and the message will be displayed to the freelancer. Else an error message will be displayed to the freelancer saying that the freelancer doesn't have available bids. If the freelancer wants to retract the bid, that is, he wants to delete the bid that he or she has made on a particular project, the freelancer will request the window to retract bid on that particular project, and the window will request the controller to retract the bid, and the error message or success message will be displayed to the freelancer. A freelancer can also update a bid. For that, he or she can request the window to update bid on the project, and the window will in turn request the controller to update the bid as per the changes made by the freelancer. And after all the changes has been made, a display message will be done to the freelancer.
Now, let us move to state diagrams. All the state diagrams have been made keeping controller object in mind. So, all the state diagrams are of controller object. First state diagram is of register. In the beginning, object will be on idle state. When the details entered, it will go to state S1. It will validate the entered details, and if details are invalid, it will display proper message to user and again come to idle state. If details are valid, it will display message to user and go to state S2. Now, it will create new user account and display success message to user. This is state diagram of manage posted project. Firstly, object will be on idle state. It will change state when event fetch list of project occurs, and it will take action display project list. It will go to state S2 when it will be asked to get profile information, and it will display the information. Now, if employer wants to post a project, it will go to post and repost project substate diagram. If employer wants to update the project information, it will go to update project substate diagram. If employer wants to close that particular project, it will go to close project substate diagram. And if employer wants to award that project to a freelancer, then it will go to award project substate diagram. Next is post and repost project state diagram. Object will be on idle state. Now employer selects the action. If he wants to post a project, then object state will be changed to S1. It will validate the details. If all the details are valid, then the updated information is stored in database and it will go to idle state again. But if some details are not valid, then it will display proper message to user and go to idle state.
Now, if employer wants to repost the particular project, object state will be changed to S2. S2 is a superstate with 4 substate to fetch the project information. Then it will go to S1 where it will validate the details. If all the details are valid, then it will go to superstate S3 where employer has to pay repost fee as he is trying to repost the project.
Next is closed project state diagram. First of all, it will be in S1 when user will opt to close project. It will display message and then employer will choose the action whether he wants to confirm the close project or choose to cancel. If employer confirms to close the project, it will move to state S2 where it will archive project and update the project information. It will return information and move to state S3. If employer choose to cancel, then it will display the project list and it will move to state S4. Next is our project state diagram. First of all, employer will fetch the project bids. So it will move to state S1. After it, it will display project bid info and return info that will move to state S2. Now, employer will shortlist the freelancers and system will display the shortlisted freelancers. It will move to state S3. Now, employer will select particular freelancer and system will fetch the freelancer details that will move to S4. Now, controller will display information about freelancer. It will move to state S5. Now, employer chooses the option whether he wants to award the project to freelancer or choose to cancel. If employer wants to award the project to freelancer, it will move to state S7, and if employer choose to cancel, it will move to S8. Next is manage e-wallet state diagram. First of all, it will be in idle state. Then user will fetch e-wallet details and it will get the e-wallet details and move to state S1. Now it will return details and display e-wallet to user and move to state S2. Now user will select the option whether he wants to deposit funds or withdraw funds. If he wants to deposit the funds, then it will move to deposit funds substate diagram, and if he wants to withdraw the funds, then it will move to withdraw funds substate diagram. Next is withdraw funds state diagram. As user wants to withdraw funds and it has entered amount, then it will verify amount and move to state S1. Now, if amount is greater than available balance in account, it will display message and move to state S6. And if amount is less than available balance, then it will display the message and move to state S2. Now it will start new transaction and it will create transaction and move to state S3. Now it will display form and move to state S4. Now it will talk with database and update the e-wallet details in database and move to state S5. Now it will display message to the user. Next is manage promotion state diagram. First of all, it will get project information and fetch the project information from database and move to state S1. Now it will display project information and move to state S2. Now user will select option whether he wants to promote profile or promote bid. If he wants to promote profile, then it will move to promote profile substate diagram, and if he wants to promote bid, then it will move to promote bid substate diagram. Next is manage bidding state diagram. First of all, it will fetch all project list and get the list from database and move to state S1. Now it will get project details and fetch the details of particular project from database and move to state S2. Now user wants to select the option whether he wants to retract bid, place bid or update the bid. If he wants to retract the bid, then it will move to S4 and display message and move to state S6. If freelancer wants to update the bid, then it will move to state S5 and display message to user and move to state S6. If freelancer wants to place bids, it will move to super state S3 where system will check their bids are available or not. If bids are available, then freelancer can bid on project, and if bids are not available, then it will display message to user and move to state S6.
So now let us move forward to our full analysis class diagram. As you can see, the user will be interacting with the registration form in order to get registered. He will fill in the details where the registration form would be validating those details. The details then would be forwarded by the controller and the user will get registered. Similarly, the registered user who is a freelancer or an employee will enter his details by interacting with the login form where he would be entering his credentials and the login form would validate it. If the user is valid, then he would be logged in into the system. If in case the user forgets his password, then he can make use of the forget password functionality where he would be asked a security question, and after that, on answering it correctly, his password will be restored. Here, the registration and the login part is managed by the user authentication controller. As we can see, the user class has been specialized into a freelancer and an employee. Each of those have their own functionalities. The freelancer can view projects. He can view the selected project details. He can place bid on the project, retract bid on the project, update project bid, view profile, view certificates, and choose an exam. The employer, on the other hand, can view the project list, can post a new project, shortlist a freelancer, allot a project, cancel, update, close, and repost a particular project, and view his e-wallet details. In order to post a project, the employer interacts with the project registration window, where the employer fills the required details and the registration window validates for these details. If the details are validated, this information is passed to the project controller. The project controller then talks it with the project class and a new project is posted. The employer, in order to manage his or her posted project, can award a project to a freelancer, can update the project details, can close a particular project, or repost a closed project. In order to do so, the employer talks with the project window. The project window can fetch the project list, can fetch the bids on a particular project, shortlist a freelancer, fetch freelancer details, award project, display message, display project bids, fetch project details, validate those project details, and close the project details. After the employer updates his project details, the project window validates those details and forwards it to the project controller. The project controller in turn performs the necessary action and the project is updated. Every user has his own profile. So, in order to view or update his profile, the user will interact with the profile window where he can fetch his profile information, and if he wants to update any profile info, then the data changes are validated by the profile window and this information is then passed to the controller. The controller, on the other hand, manages those details and updates those. One of the main functionalities of a freelancer in this system is to undertake a project, and in order to do so, a freelancer needs to bid on a particular project. After a freelancer has bid on a particular project, he can even manage his bid by removing his bid or by updating his bid or by even promoting his bid. So, in order to do such functionalities, the freelancer will interact with the bidding window. The bidding window can display all of the project lists, can get the project details, can get his bid information, can bid on a particular project, can retract bid and update bid. The information is passed to the controller and the controller then updates the information accordingly. A user, may it be an employer or a freelancer, has a functionality known as e-wallet. The user, in order to fetch or display his e-wallet information, in order to withdraw or in order to deposit some amount, interacts with the e-wallet window. The e-wallet window will display his e-wallet information, can verify the amount entered by him, can deposit fund, withdraw fund, and fetch those details and validate them. This information is then passed to the transaction controller. The transaction controller manages the transaction by getting information from the e-wallet and fetching those data, fetching required information from the e-wallet class, and based on this, the e-wallet information of a particular user is managed.
This is our OCL, Object Constraint Language. Our first constraint is user must be a freelancer to bid on a project. The answer of that is context bidding bid on project, which is our method. Pre user our class name dot user type, our attribute name, equal to freelancer, and user dot available bids greater than 0, which means if user wants to bid, then number of available bids must be greater than 0. Next constraint is to shortlist a freelancer, the total number of bids on a project should be greater than 0. Answer of that would be context project shortlist freelancer, which is the method of class project. Self dot number of bids greater than 0. Number of bids should be greater than 0.
So now, let us move forward to the design patterns that have been used in order to implement the system. The following design patterns are applicable to the system. First is J2EE design pattern. As mentioned above, it requires a front controller strategy and view helper. Also, it contains the notion of data access object. Next is singleton pattern. It is necessary to make sure that only one object of the database stays throughout the application, and thus with the help of singleton pattern we are able to achieve this problem. Strategy pattern. As mentioned before, the controller delegates its action into the view helpers. The view helpers implement the execute method of the view helper interface. Each view helper has its own unique functionality which is overridden in the execute method, and this is how strategy pattern comes into picture. So let us now look in detail of the J2EE design pattern and the front controller strategy and the view helper. The front controller design pattern is used to provide a centralized request handling mechanism so that all the requests will be handled by the single handler, which means that whenever a form is requested, the data is moved towards the controller. A controller is a single entry point in which all the data passes, and from here the controller maps to the property file and the information is then passed over to the view helpers. The view helper on behalf of the controller executes the operations and then returns an appropriate view name to the controller, to which the controller forwards it and to the appropriate. Next is the dispatcher. The dispatcher is responsible for navigation and the management for the choice to present next view to a particular user in his browser window. Next is view. View is nothing but the page that a user views in his browser window. View helper. View helpers are those subcontrollers which perform the request on behalf of the controller. So we now see the class diagram mapping to the front controller and view helper. For example, a request has come from the manage project window towards the controller. The controller maps the appropriate view helper with the properties file, and this is then delegated to a particular view helper. Our next pattern is the data access object. The data access object manages the connection with the data source in order to obtain and store data. The DAO connects and communicates with the database and provides the required data to the business object that requests for it. Next is singleton design pattern. Sometimes it gets necessary in an application that only one single instance of a particular class is forwarded. Similar is the case in our system where only one database object is required so that interactions can happen to this single instance itself, so that there is less amount of ambiguity and less data corruption. Singleton pattern helps us to mitigate this problem. So as we can see in this object diagram, a single instance of a database connection is sufficient enough to cater the request of the user, project and bid DAO. In our system, the view helper interface, which has the method execute, delegates the task to the appropriate view helper class. For example, the view helpers used here are the repost project, award project, update project and close project. As all the view helpers implement the view helper interface and override its behavior execute, we are clubbing a family of classes that execute some functionalities like post project, award projects, register, etc.